Tamara had always been a fan of the weird and obscure things in the world, and most of those things were out of reach. But then she found one on accident while watching the news about 2 people that had gone missing in a national park. One that was apparently home to a ghostly bear. When she did more research into the subject, sources said that 2 women were found near the river, one of whom had suffered injuries from the monster itself and lived. But the true story of what happened was never actually shared. So when the actual story wasn't given, people started making stuff up. People who read this stuff simply called a bad kind of writing called a creepypasta. Stuff that was made to sound real, but was all made up. Someone just got creative and spread the story, an internet legend and nothing more. Tamara, on the other hand, knew how to dig deeper into the internet to find what she wanted. I know you wanted to go, but I don't know why you wanted to go there of all places. You do realize they never caught who did that, right? Those maniacs are still out there. And you want to go there of all places? Myranda said to her, still not entirely understanding what the appeal was to all of this. You still believe that it was evil hill people, don't you? Tamara said and rolled her eyes. That story is about as real as the moon landing, she said, and Myranda was pretty sure the moon landing was a real thing. But it was pointless to bring that up. You wouldn't understand, but I need to know for a fact that there's some kind of afterlife. Something that gets me away from all of this misery. Sure, I'll miss you, but you'll know I'm in a better place. When the time comes, you and I can drink tequila at Heaven's Bar forever after and talk about literally anything else, she responded to her. Tamara honestly believed in the idea of the afterlife. She just wanted to see it for herself. Some ghost bear is going to prove it to you? Really? Some story made up to scare white people 100 years ago? Myranda said and sighed. It made no sense to her. By now, all of the pictures of ghosts on the internet should have been proof enough if she only needed to see a ghost. There was plenty of evidence. Yes, plus I've always wanted to see something like that, Tamara replied to her. Tammy girl, you have issues, but I can't stand to see you in a bed like this. So if you get better, I'll take you to this damn festival myself. We will go see your monster, or at least go look for it. What do you say? Myranda asked her. She was sure Tammy wasn't going to get much better than this, but they had both been here before. If there was one thing Tamara was good at, it was surprise recoveries. It killed her on the inside to think like that, but right now optimism was keeping both of them in check. In her job, she was supposed to remain professional. Being emotionally attached was the opposite of professionalism according to all the rules. Right then and there that she decided that if Tamara got any better, she was going to take her on that one last trip she wanted to go to so badly. Myranda looked out the window and noticed the light of the full moon streaming through clouds as the storm seemed to be taking a bit of a break. Something about the sight of it chilled her to the bone, talking about ghosts and monsters. The full moon always intensified the mood. I'd say thank you, Tamara said to her, and looked towards the moonlight as well, praying to any god that might be listening to get better, well enough to take a trip into the unknown for the first and last time. Chapter 2. The rain beat against the window relentlessly. The house was quiet besides that sound. Jenny's anger had never gone away. Her husband was killed by a monster, something that she knew full well could be hurt back. It stood to reason if you could hurt it, you could kill it. Of course, over the months, that logic in her mind flopped back and forth to the point of being insanity. Maybe this was insane. Maybe the beast couldn't die after all. She took a drink of her cold coffee and banished the bad, endless circle of logic that haunted her and clicked on yet another site about ghosts, one of hundreds at this point. Many times, she found herself looking at the same site over and over again. Jennifer realized that the internet happened to be filled with nothing but useless paranormal sites. Many of them were homegrown sites with people claiming to be psychics and professional ghost hunters. By hunter,